So this is something that took me a really long time to learn, but when I internalized it, it changed my entire life. But again, everything I talk about requires you to, at least for the duration of these videos, to leave your limiting beliefs at the door. And if you don't know what your limiting beliefs are, then I would encourage you to leave everything you think you know to be true at the door. Because that's the only real way that we enter a mode of receptivity, if that's a word, a receiving mode, which you're gonna need to be in for my content. So today we're gonna talk about the idea of never latching on to people, never buying into people. Even when you think you are able to buy into someone, never buy into people. And at the very least, and most importantly actually, never buy into anybody more than you buy into yourself. Never buy into anybody more than you buy into yourself. And we live in a culture where we idolize other people, we idolize celebrities. And so this goes against a lot of what we're brainwashed and programmed to do, how we're programmed to interact with people of a perceived higher status than us, but really nobody is of a higher status than you. They may have accomplished more than you have. They may be more visible than you, but nobody is of a higher status than you. And in order for you to become a master manifester, to build the life of your dreams, of your vision in real time and see it unfold right in front of you, you cannot buy into anybody the way you buy into yourself, and to the degree you buy into yourself. So let's dig into it. Master manifestors never latch on to people. We're going to come at this in a couple of different ways. First things first, let's talk about energetic baggage, because this is important. So energetic baggage, when I talk about energetic baggage, as we progress in our spiritual, energetic, mental, and manifestation journeys, we learn to view everything as just products of energy. We learn to view everything in our physical reality as physical manifestations of energy. The things in our environment, the environment itself, our mood, our feelings, when we get sick, when we feel healthy, when we see physical representations of momentum, when we see external representations of stagnancy, all these things are products of energy. The people we run into, the by chance people we run into, the coincidences, the angel numbers, all these things are products of energy that we shouldn't try and control. We don't need to worry about the physical manifestations of the energy, but we focus on bending and wielding the energy itself. That comes with a maturing of being a master manifester. So energetic baggage is the idea that energy can either propel you or it can hold you back, right? Depending on how you focus it. Good energy and bad energy is the same thing. It's still energy. It's just how it's focused and directed. Energetic baggage is misdirected energy that is now holding you back. It's not conducive to your vision. Whereas the same kind of energy might be conducive to success for someone else's vision, but maybe not for yours. So energy and energetic baggage comes from three places. You'll hear me reference this a lot. It comes from people, places, and things. Energetic baggage comes from the people, places, and things that we attach ourselves to. The people, places, and things that we attach ourselves to are outer representations of our self-image, our identity. And they also reinforce our identity. If you believe yourself to be a high-powered business person, well then the people, places, and things that you attach yourself to are likely going to be physical representations of that. They're likely going to scream, I'm a high-powered business person. You're going to be going to networking events. You're going to have an office that you work in. You're probably going to have software that helps you do your accounting. All the people and places and things that we attach ourselves to are outer representations of our self-image. They're not the self-image itself. It's just outer representations. It's the color of our aura. It's the energy we radiate based on our identity, how we see ourselves. You're likely going to be clean cut, so on and so forth. You're going to dress a certain way. And also, these things reinforce our identity. So I often start by changing the way I dress when I want to change my self-image, because that reinforces my identity. So now that we have that outlined, we default to the people, places, and things that match our energy. Again, we naturally gravitate to the people, places, and things that match our current energetic frequency, right? But it takes being intentional to find the people, places, and things that are aspirational, that are going to take you further and higher into the next chapter of our journey. So if you're not being intentional, and if you're just going with the wind every day, if you don't have a plan for your day, if you're not always auditing and reevaluating who you're around, what you're around, and the things you're engaging in, then you are defaulting to the things that are going to keep you on this level and probably send you lower into a lower energetic frequency. We default to the things, to the people, to the places that keep us where we're at, right? We default to the people, places, and things that keep us where we are at. Energetic baggage. Because if the goal in mastery is to always keep improving and keep progressing and keep moving forward and keep expanding in what we're capable of and in what we achieve, if we're not always moving forward, then we are stagnant energetically. And then in a world that's always moving forward, if we are stagnant, we are always moving backwards. And that is how people slowly sink into lower tiers of energetic frequency. It's because they stopped being intentional. They stopped being intentional about moving forward. They thought that they could just wing it every day. And you can't, right? You can't. Because mastery is about sculpting who we are. It's about always becoming better at wielding energy, at focusing energy, right? It's about showing up for ourselves every day, the 10 deep breaths every day, whatever your routine looks like, the self-hypnosis. And so I guess the takeaway in all that is energetic baggage being a real thing. Never latch on to people. Because the moment you latch on to anything, even if you latch on to someone you've been trying to meet your whole life, the moment you latch on to that person, or the moment you latch on to the dream car, the moment you latch on to the dream house, the dream country or city you wanted to live in, the moment you latch onto it, that's an energetic signal saying, oh, I need this to be me. I need this to be the best version of myself. I need this outer representation of energy to show to myself, to prove to myself and to the world that I'm that guy. And the moment you do that, you place all of your self-esteem into an outer thing that can be taken away at any point in time, and life will take it away to remind you, just to remind you that it all comes from you and it all comes from within. Never latch on to people, never latch on to places, never latch on to things. If it comes, absolutely celebrate, cool. But the moment you latch onto it, it becomes energetic baggage. You're latching onto something and then it's pulling you down because you stopped advancing higher. You stopped advancing forward. You stopped expanding. You decided that, okay, this item right here, this place right here is going to be the extent of my energy, and you stop expanding to invite more into your life, to invite more abundance into your life. You're saying, this is where my abundance stops. It's at this Rolls Royce, or it's at this vacation, it's at this private jet, it's at this dream partner. This is where my abundance stops. And once you decide that this is where your energetic frequency stops in an infinite universe, well then that is when it becomes energetic baggage. Again, good energy and bad energy is the same thing. It's just about if you decide to continue being expansive or you decide to not be. expansive. With that being said, let's proceed. Master manifestors never latch on to people because nobody can save you. Nobody can save you or give you the thing that you want. And the sooner you can internalize that, not just understand that, but internalize that and have that be the lens through which you view the world and process things, the better off you will be. This took me 25 plus years to learn that nobody can save you. Nobody's your hero. We often attach ourselves to people in hopes that they'll do something for us or introduce us to the person we want. Let me say that again. We often attach ourselves to people in hopes that, number one, they'll do something for us, or number two, they'll introduce us to the person we want to meet. Nobody can be your hero. Nobody can be your hero. Nobody can be your hero. You have to understand this, and you have to decide this, that you are your own hero every time. You must commit to being your own hero every time. This is the only way out of situations. This is the only way to produce solutions that actually work, is if every time you find yourself in a situation, good or bad, you are the hero. This is the only way to take full credit for your wins, is you must accept full responsibility and take full accountability for where you are at and for unfolding the next chapter of your life. Never rely on anybody to introduce you to anybody else. Never rely on anybody to gift you the thing you want, to pay you. This is why the corporate world is a trap, because we rely on other people for a paycheck. Do you realize that you probably don't know how to make money on your own if they fired you? And that your only resort would be to trying to apply for other jobs in hopes that someone's going to pay you? Do you realize how faulty of programming that is? And how faulty of a system that is? They essentially own you. To be unemployable, they've brainwashed you to mean that you are worthless in society. This is why I also take people through their entrepreneurial journey in real time. Because, and I've been through this multiple times, getting laid off or just not being able to get a job anyway, you're stuck. Unless you know how to make money on your own, how to provide value in the form of a product or a service. Nobody can be your hero. You are your own hero every time. Nobody can save you or give you the thing you want. We attach ourselves to people in hopes that they'll do something for us, or in hopes that they'll introduce us to the person we want to meet. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The amount of times I found myself latching onto someone in hopes that they'll introduce me to someone else, it's flawed, and it never goes the way you want it to. It never goes the way you want it to. Master manifestors are completely self-reliant. I don't care if someone's friends with me or not. I don't care if someone hires me or not. I don't care if someone gives me an opportunity or not. If they give me an opportunity, of course I'm gonna make the most of it, but I'm not here begging for anything. And that is my healthy relationship with my ego. It's because I know that I'm going to be fine either way. Master manifestors never latch on to people. Don't latch on to people. Don't latch on to people. There's no way that they can ever compete with the idea of them that you have in your head. It's actually not fair to them or to you. Don't latch on to people. Every person I've ever latched onto has disappointed me. And I'm sure you can attest to the same. Again, because there's no way that they can ever compete with the idea of them that you have in your head. When you latch onto someone, you make them bigger than life. You make them bigger than you. And they're going to disappoint you. Because they're human. Because we are all human. We are imperfect. Right? This is why they say don't meet your heroes. It's because you have an idea of them in your head, and there's no way they can ever compete with that. They're going to disappoint you. And so when you latch onto people, you become subject to constant disappointment, and that messes your energy up. You're focusing your energy on people versus on your vision. You're focusing your energy on people and saying, you know what, this person is going to be the person who's going to help me unfold my vision. You're putting all your stock in people and saying, energetically, this person is going to be the person who's going to help me bring forth my vision. And if that person leaves, well, then you are back at square one. You're buying into someone more than you're buying into your vision, and that's where you're messing up at. You're messing up by focusing your energy in the wrong direction. You're channeling your energy into someone else versus into your vision. When you channel your energy into your vision, if that person stays in your life, they stay in your life, great. If they leave, they leave. But it's nothing on you. It's nothing bad. It says nothing bad about you if they leave. Don't latch on to people because of energetic baggage. Because no one can save you or give you the thing that you want. Nobody's your hero. And because nobody can ever compete with the idea of them that you have in your head. It's actually not fair to them or to you, subjecting you to constant disappointment and subjecting the other person to the idea that they have to be perfect and they can't get things wrong. Don't latch on to people. The faster you can internalize this, the more progress you will see in your efforts, or rather your desire to quantum leap. Hit the like button if you've made it this far. See you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.